doing it. You supposed to be happy you sitting there with Kid L. Why you mad?
The Kid L podcast.
We're rolling.
Damn.
Nigga Lavelle's in the building. How you doing today, bro?
I'm smooth, man.
You came in crispy. You got the chain out, the watch out.
Yeah, just a little something, just light. I ain't bring the whole. I wanted to, push the brand. Oh well. So,
one of the coolest things I've seen recently is you had linked up with Dej Loaf, man.
oh yeah.
What was that like? I'm still trying to meet her. What's her energy like, man? When you actually meet Dej Loaf?
She is really, she's a true inspiration on some real shit because she's really one of the first, I believe, like on the melodic scene and the melodic sound, just her vibe. That was actually my first time actually formally meeting her. I've been in rooms with her, but that was my first time actually been on the same bill with her. Her seeing my performance, me seeing her performance, and just being in her aura. She's actually about to do my festival too. So
Really?
I'm doing a festival in Detroit. I mean in Atlanta.
What's the festival all about?
True Colors Music Fest, just my brand. I actually got this company called Howell Inc. Like I said, Howell. I do a Howell weekend, and every year I throw big pool parties at my house, and I do a celebrity basketball game, a mixer. This is the first year we're doing an actual festival.
That's
so
cool.
we got like Dej Loaf is one of the artists that we're putting on that festival. So
Damn.
this is gonna be our first time doing it. So I'm excited.
How many Detroit artists are going to be there since it's in Atlanta?
The artists that I have so far that I'm gonna bring out is only like Dej and Sada.
Oh, cool.
They're only two so far. I'm still working on some stuff with like a couple of Flint artists. For the most part.
Oh, for sure.
Because the rest of these rappers is I don't even want to go there because it just be crazy, man. I don't have time.
Bro,
Egos.
You know what's crazy these days is like everything costs money. Everything costs money.
Absolutely.
And I'm starting to understand why everything costs money, but sometimes it's like, damn, can we just do something like without money being involved? It's very hard to get to that point though.
You said it earlier. Everything costs. You gotta pay to play, and if you want to get to the next level, you gonna have to spend money. That's just the reality. You got billionaires. Billionaires borrow money.
Facts, bro.
So it's like somebody gotta, you know what I'm saying? If they gotta borrow money, it means shit is out of control.
You got to think about McDonald's. To this day, they market every single day. They've never stopped marketing. But if we ask what the biggest franchise for fast food is, we all know it's McDonald's already, but they still market themselves every day. I look at marketing and pay to play as like a jackpot opportunity. Like if you go on The Radar, if you go like on No Jumper, if you go on anything and you just make it a show, that could be your opportunity to gain 10,000 fans.
Absolutely.
But if you come on and you blow it and you don't do anything, of course it's not going to be worth it to go on. You know what I'm saying? So you got to bring your best to everything. Talk about yourself, man. You told me outside you're from West Warren.
Yeah. I'm from West Warren. I used to be on Joy Road a lot when I was a kid, but mainly, you know what I'm saying, like I grew up on Stout. So Stout in the middle of Warren and Joy Road. I was in all the hoods in River Ridge, just going to Ridge Park. Hooping, playing football. I was a kid that I would never tell nobody I'm a hood nigga. I'm not, that ain't me. You feel me? First one to tell you. But I stood on business at the end of the day. I'm a man first over anything, so I ain't no street nigga at all. So shit, I was in the hood, but I played sports. You know what I'm saying? And I just stayed out the way. My parents just kept us out of stuff, but we still just did kid shit. I had a really great upbringing. You know what I'm saying? I would say it was like lower middle class type shit. So yeah, it was
like some
about
Family Matters type shit. What were they? Middle? Hey, what was Family Matters? Was Family Matters middle class or lower middle class?
I would say I think. See, he was an officer, and then wasn't the mom a teacher or something?
I don't know what Harriet did. I forget.
Yeah, I'll be forgetting too. But I would say for our stigma, for our culture, I believe they probably was considered middle class. Because if you got a house, a roof over your head, a car, your kids, everybody got what they need, the necessities to get to where they got to, and they're not looking like they're homeless or looking like they're underprivileged, then I think that's middle class, honestly. And back then, we're talking in the 90s and the early 2000s, the economy was different. My mom was going back to school. She's a doctor now, but she was going to school. She was a medical assistant, and she was a RN, or all that. She just went through that whole path. And then my stepfather, he was working for the plant. That's when the plant was going crazy back then. Yeah. And he was making damn near 100 racks back then. But it's so crazy. So I would say, we was a 6-figure household, but, we was middle class. And then I had young parents, so you know how that be, man. When the young parents, they still trying to live their life. They got 3 kids and they're in their 20s and they're making that type of money. So they was, Yeah, it was fun, man. We had good upbringing, man. I don't shit.
Well, yeah, I mean, it sounds. I mean, even you told me you got to college and everything like that, and what'd you major in college?
Marketing. Yep. Graduated from Western Michigan University.
Man, I told you I dropped out, so like for me, college isn't even a real word anymore. I don't know what college is. I'm like, what the hell is college?
Man, I tell people all the time, man, college is so much more than just the educational part. It's the relationships. I think the relationships that I have, people in this room right now, met them in college. Just a lot of my life-changing things happen in college. Just the people you meet and the connections, and it teaches you. It's the first step of adulthood, but with a little bit of it's like that bridge between like true adulthood. Because I feel like true adulthood is once you in your 20s, mid-20s, it really hits you. Like now the clock is ticking, you know what I'm saying? Because you're knocking on 30 and like, all right, where are you at in life? But in college, it gives you that 4 to 5 year bridge of making sure you're understanding how to balance your time with real work, and no one's waking you up to go to school. You're doing it on your own. You have to study for these classes, and then you're getting involved in these organizations, fraternities, sororities, or whatever. Or if you play sports, you got to balance that. It's really, really a great opportunity because you're seeing a different culture. You're learning how to move in society right now, and you're not being thrown out at 18 just into the workforce. You're getting that bridge, and you're building those relationships. And then eventually, once you do graduate, it's like, all right, bet I'm a lot more prepared than I was at 18. And you do have some individuals that still may not be prepared, but we know that the opportunity was there. And I think I encourage it. Even with my children, I want them to go to college no matter what. Even if you go for a year or 2 years, it's the experience that I think is so important to have.
When you got out of school, what was the first move for you? Did you hop right into music, or did you dabble in entrepreneurship first?
I've been doing entrepreneur. I've been into just owning my own businesses since college. I started a company, True Colors Entertainment, in college, and was throwing parties and things like that and booking artists. And that was what I started on. I started off as a party promoter in college, and that's what prompted me to get into music because I was just playing around with it. You know, I was rapping at first, then I started singing. And even though I'm still not the best singer, but I learned how to use my voice the right way, and I started putting out records. And then the reception I was getting for some of my college students, it was kind of like, it was a good vibe. So I was like, shit, let me go ahead and try it. And then I started doing more shows, and I just committed a lot more to it. Then, you know, at that time, I think it was 2015. That's when I graduated. That's when Atlanta was really, really on fire with the music scene, and you had these perceptions that hey, if you move to Atlanta, you'll meet the right people. And true enough, that is still the same situation because I could be in a grocery store, I could be at the bank or at the gym, and I'll run into some of the biggest artists in the country. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that for years. And you just be at the studio randomly, and you will run into an artist that you probably didn't listen to or looked up to, and now you're doing music. Now it's like, all right, cool. They may hear your shit, and you fuck around, may get popped. You know what I'm saying? Pop up or some shit. But Atlanta was the first major move after college. That was my first stint. I moved there in 2015, and like I said, it was a culture shock, honestly.
Did you completely move to Atlanta just for music? Like, was that just the plan for sure?
Absolutely, and I ain't gonna lie, I had no plan. I moved so reckless. Like, I packed, I think, my whole apartment up. Me and my child's mom at the time, we were living together, and you know, I just remember just like saying, "Hey man, I gotta make this move. It's the best for my career. I gotta chase this dream." I really didn't have a plan. I literally was cool with some guys from high school, and they would live in there, and they had a crib, and they was like, "Yo, we about to find another crib, and we can have a 4-bedroom house." I never lived with these guys, never hung out. I was so committed to just say I just wanted new scenery because I felt like I wanted to just go to Atlanta. I didn't even think to let me move back to Detroit and start building my fan base up at home and then go. I just jumped straight off the porch. I was like, let me go ahead and go to the A. And it was a culture shock for real.
Man, yeah, Helva told us about before First Day Out had come out, he went to try out Atlanta, and like it just was not working out for him for whatever reason. They're like, your beats are just not gonna work out. And then when he came back, like the first thing he did was make First Day Out with T Grizzly.
Oh Lord, that's the
but like the craziness,
great story.
Yeah, like the it's just the different energy going on over there and a different sound going on over there. And
yeah, and I'm so happy. especially just for the Detroit culture, for the rap culture, because they stayed down and we kept pushing until the industry accepted the sound. We kicked it open, and now our sound is one of the premier sounds of the music industry, where artists you never thought would rap on a Detroit beat or Flint beat, because you gotta get Flint they props too, because they've made a major contribution to this culture, this movement. But yeah, dude, that's crazy. I didn't know that about Hell of a.
Yeah. So what was your experience like when you're there, and how did you get yourself assessed over there? Like, how did you figure out where you could place yourself?
It was bad. At first, the reason I say it was a culture shock is because I moved down there thinking that the amount of money I had was gonna last, or it was gonna be enough. Didn't transfer jobs at the time. At that time, I was working for PNC Bank in Kalamazoo. And instead of just saying, all right, well, let's try to transfer you a job so you can have something solidified, I didn't even think to do that. I was behind on my car, so I wasn't paying my car note. I wasn't into scamming so I eventually got to scamming later on, but I wasn't making no money. So I just was going down there just like, all right, what I'm gonna do? But I'm thinking like, I'm gonna go to the studio, I'm gonna do some music, I'm gonna let people hear my songs, I'm gonna perform at these local these little spots, and I'm gonna pop off. It never worked out like that. I ended up getting into it with the guys, like nothing bad. It's just I just had my own differences. I ended up moving in with my aunt. My dad's mom was living there. My dad's sister was living there, and I moved in with her. And she was married, family, and she had her sons there. My car got repoed probably a week when I moved down. So I'm like, God damn, I'm taking an L. Then I'm sleeping on her couch. I flipped. Craigslist was popping back then. Dude. So I started flipping cars. So I was buying cars off of Craigslist because my mom ended up, the last amount of money I had after everything, my mom had sent me some money, and then I had bought a car on Craigslist, flipped it. I had flipped about 3-4 cars, and I got out to about like $6,000-7,000 after doing all that. I ended up getting my own apartment. Then my cousin had moved down there as well. He had a car. So I didn't have a car, but I had a crib. And I was like, cool, that's a start. So, all right, let's just build this joint back up. So I went to a picnic, and I met this chick. So I'm trying to slide on her and all type of shit. She like, I'm too old and all this shit. I said, I don't give a fuck. Niggas still gonna try to slide because that's just what it is. And we went on a date. So we went on a date. We living in Sandy Springs, Atlanta. That's like North Atlanta a little bit. So we get from the restaurant. She take me to this club. And this is really some crazy shit. She took me to this club. I was like, shit, we about to go in and get drinks. So I go in the club, and it's a male strip club. You feel me? So I'm like, you know what I'm saying? She said, listen, with your body, your look, you can start dancing, becoming a male dancer. You trying to get your bread. You feel you trying to make your cheese. She said, I've been here a couple nights. She said, listen, you ain't got to worry about it. It's all women that come here. So it was two sides to this club. So you have it was a big ass building. So when you come in, you go to the left, and you can go to the female side where it's it's a female strip club, and that shit, it was some bad little bitches over there too. So I'm like, damn. And then on the man's side, it's the males. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like a lot of people got this perception of male strippers. They think about Magic Mike and G strings. It's really not that. You know what I'm saying? Because like we men at the end of the day, we not about to be out. We just not about to be on that shit. So niggas got we got our shirts off and shit. Just regular shit. So she introduced me to the owner, and he was like, well, take care. He gave me a list of stuff I need to do, and he said, pop through on Thursday, and we'll do like a little audition. So I came through for the audition because I'm like, shit, fuck it. I'm broke as fuck at the end of the day. So I said, she broke everything down. She said, they only dance on Fridays and Saturdays. These are the times, and it's how much money you can make. So the first weekend I went, this is me in Atlanta. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got no whip. I ain't got shit. I'm just like, I got my career. First weekend, I made like $1,300 just the weekend. So, and I ended up smacking like 3 bitches in that motherfucker. So I'm like, hold on, this shit crazy. Hold on.
At the club, or did you
at the club?
So you hit it?
In the VIPs.
Okay,
so cool. I can get VIP dance. It just was like some real hustling shit, because it's like, damn.
So like, how like if you go to a normal strip club, like the girl takes you to the back, and then she asks you like, all right, this is how much this costs. This is how much this costs.
Yeah.
As a guy, do you do the same thing to the woman?
Absolutely.
You do the same thing?
Hell yeah, cuz. Yeah. But the girls, they already be on that, and it's so fucked up, man, because I ain't gonna lie. I just pray to God I don't get no karma. because it be the main type of women that come to the male strip clubs it be more so like, you know, heavy set women, which ain't nothing wrong with that. It'll be a couple of their friends. Bridal showers, that's the worst. The worst is when you take a chick that's about to get married next week.
You hit?
Hell yeah, because it's like, I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm young, though. I was young. I'm in my 20s. I'm like, I'm just on some straight savage shit. You know what I'm saying?
Were they mostly younger women that were about to get married, or older
Hell
women?
no, they be like
Second
35,
second
40.
marriage type shit?
I don't know if I even got that deep to know if it was a second marriage or third. It just be, you know, it's them. That,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I done had some crazy shit happen in them clubs, man.
Oh, so any guy listening to this right now, there's a chance that when your girl goes to the strip club for her fucking bachelorette party, that she's getting taken down to the
Maybe.
pound town.
But yeah, I think it's like, I don't know. I ain't gonna lie. I can't even say what to think. I don't know. But the type of nigga, you know, the type of niggas that's in there, you got to think, you got all these different type of men in front of your girl, and she came here for a specific type of like energy type shit. You know what I'm saying? She came, like, of all the things you could do for a bride, you know, some girls go out of the country, go out of town. You went to a male strip club.
But the thing that's crazy is,
She's
like,
probably trying to go out with a bang.
all right, most guys go to strip clubs because, not all of them, but a lot of the times they just can't find a girl for that week or whatever the situation might be. But girls can find a guy wherever
Easily.
they
Yeah, you're
want.
right. Yeah, hell yeah.
Just open up an Insta. I don't care how ugly or fat or whatever you are. If you go on Instagram, you're going to find one guy that's like, all right, fuck it, I'm coming through.
Women got it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I guess the guys are obviously like chiseled out, good looking
Oh
guys.
yeah,
at the
absolutely.
club,
Because
so-
like two of the guys that was dancing at my club, them niggas was actually in Magic Mike the movie.
Oh,
real
shit.
shit. And then like two of the guys are on this show on BET called All the Queen's Men. So it's like these, like, some of this stuff really leads to a lot of stuff, because male stripping for me, what it did for me was it really played a major role into my artistry. Like, that's where I get all this freaky shit on the stage with the girls and learning all these different shit. Nobody's doing that. But I'm doing it with clothes on, so it's dope. You know, so I used to be on stage, dick out type shit in front of fucking 200 women. So I'm not ever scared about shit. I don't get nervous for performances. I don't give a fuck at the end of the day, nigga. And I stand on it. I know a lot, like, being from Detroit, it's like the niggas, it's such a hood city and everybody's so tough and shit, and they think like, oh, this nigga, you was a male stripper. I don't give a fuck, because I will probably fuck up plenty of niggas, like, hand for hand. You know what I mean? So I don't care what's your perception of me. I know for a fact, nine times out of 10, I probably could fuck your bitch easily. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these niggas, I can fuck their bitch if you watch it. So if any nigga got something to say, don't put me around your bitch. Because niggas really say, don't take your girl to Nick Lavelle shows, because it is a possibility your bitch will be on stage. No nigga, like, real shit.
Damn.
So that's why I'd be like, you shit, however you want. Niggas can't beat me, and your bitch probably want me. So
That's scary, son. I'm not gonna lie. It's legendary. I mean, I wish I was you at those times, but for the guys that were getting their wives, I mean, look, I was fucking people's wives all the time, but after a while,
see, not all the time. See, I don't gloat about it, because that's not, like, I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm planning to get married, so I can't.
yeah, man, fuck that shit. Imagine somebody fucking your wife on your fucking at her bachelorette.
But if you
party.
don't know,
Oh
I
my.
feel like this. What you don't know can't hurt you. I'm a real firm believer of that shit.
I'm kind of
what you don't.
Yeah. So when you that's inspiring you in its own way to get into the R&B scene, to get into music and singing. So how does that launch you into making music? You're obviously making tons of money.
Well, yeah, making money, but now I have an opportunity to put money behind the music. And was creative was I actually was dancing to my songs. So, and I only danced, I'm not gonna lie, I only danced for like 5 months. I only did it for 5 months. I did it just to get myself out of a hole. And just like any industry, it has its downtimes. And when it had its downtime, I faded as well. And then I ended up moving back to Detroit after like my little stench. I started jumping into scamming and shit. So it was like, well, let me go this route, because now it's less work. And I just got tired of the club shit at that moment, because it do become mixy. Once you start fucking girls in the club, and then you got women that you're fucking that's coming to see you, it start to get crazy. And one thing about me, I do not like drama. I don't like no toxic shit. I can't take it. So I try to get the fuck away from it as far as possible. So yeah, it was getting toxic, so I had to get up out of there.
Did you ever fuck any like rich white women?
Rich white women? Nah, hell no. I wish.
Damn.
Ain't that about a bitch.
I was just wondering if
All
they
these
were
broke
out
ass
to-
white women I done fucked on. But no.
like those ones that like fucking run Fortune 500 companies and shit. It's like,
Man,
maybe some
nah,
big-
listen, I didn't fuck some women with some money, or some women with some good ass credit. Having good credit is damn near rich nowadays. You give me a bitch with some good credit, I can do it. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You feel me? But
So you come back to Detroit. What was the game plan?
Man, it was starting over. You know what I'm saying? I went to Atlanta. I failed. So I was like, well, that ain't work. So failed.
The strip club didn't work out.
Strip club didn't work out. Then I'm back here and I'm living. I ended up moving my mom for like 2 weeks. I just knew that shit was so temporary because I could not live with my mom. Like, she got a big ass house, Brownstown, everything all nice, but I just can't. Once you had a taste of living by yourself or having your own shit, that going back to your parents shit is over with. I would rather sleep in a fucking shelter because I just can't take it. My mom crazy as hell too. Love my mama though, but I just couldn't do it. So I was in and out, just moving around different parts of the city, just, you know, renting out rooms from different people I knew because I was like, shit, I can afford it. I was picking up jobs. I was working at some bullshit ass call center in Farmington Hills. Then I was working at H&M and one of the it was a mall right there in it's in Novi, but it's not in Novi.
12 Oaks?
Nope, no, it's not 12 Oaks. It's like I forgot the name of that mall though. It's like damn near Livonia almost.
Okay.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the mall, but nobody really go to that motherfucker. But I was working there. Yeah, I was just picking up jobs. And after that, I ended up moving to Grand Rapids because that's where my child's mom was at the time. And I was like, shit, I might as well, you know, fuck back with her and shit. Like,
damn.
Yeah, because it was, man, shit was rough. Like, I went through a little rough patch. I said, damn.
So were you making this money to provide for your music career, or were you just making money to survive?
Survive. Hell yeah. Because, and the thing about it is, and that's why I tell people, this music shit, that's why it means so much to us because you have to be absolutely and fucking sane to do music. To chase a dream, it requires some type of craziness. Because you're spending money that you really don't have to spend. You're chasing a dream that may not ever happen because you just feel like, oh, I'm getting closer. And you've been doing it for years and years. And it's like, damn, you look back, you be like, okay, cool. What is the real results? What am I looking at? And and it's like you still feel like it can happen.
You do, but damn, man, it's getting so scary out here, bro. Everybody's getting jobs now. Everybody's getting fucking trucking license and just like, man, fuck this shit.
No,
but
absolutely.
I wanted to ask you about when you. So you're kind of like just trying to get by, basically.
Trying to get by.
You're just trying to get by at this point. And music is not on. You can't work on music because you just have to survive at this point.
Yeah, I'm just surviving.
Yeah, and then you move in with your girlfriend up in Grand Rapids, right? And now you're just at this point where everything's fucked up and treacherous.
So this is where, boom, I jumped into scamming. I started doing the phone shit.
I was gonna ask you.
So the phone shit, nigga, the phone shit. Cause I can talk about it now, cause I done been to jail for this shit. I already paid all my dues, and I'm good now. I don't do no more scamming shit. So doing phones, that was big in the city. You already know, niggas, everybody getting iPhones. I was doing that shit at all time high. I was running up, but that was the lane. So my baby mom, I told her put a couple phones in her name. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's get this bag up. So I started learning about credit just a little bit. I had took out a few loans. This was like my breakthrough. So me and my business partner at the time, we was like, hey, let's do a concert. Cause I still was trying to get back in the game of trying to throw parties, cause that really was where I found a lot of my success. But I fizzled out once I started pursuing the music. So I ended up, you know what I'm saying, running it up on the phone shit, getting some loans, getting some shit going. And we went and booked Jacquees for a concert in Kalamazoo. So when we did that concert did 52,000 general like generated revenue just on tickets. And then we sold slots and did an after party, did about 15, 20,000. So we made about, between me and him, we walked away about like 20 bands a piece after we paid our expenses. So that was the game changer for me. So literally from that day, from that moment, I don't think I've ever looked back. Everything else from my life has just been up and up and up. And I honestly still stay scamming because that was what helped me fund my career. So shit, I don't frown upon it. I mean, I don't want to be a victim of scamming, but that was when everything changed for me, is when I dived into the scamming shit and I was able to pay for the music and survive at the same time.
Right.
You know, so
I remember the cell phone era. I remember the scam that everybody was doing.
That shit was next level.
How'd they catch you? Like what was?
So I ain't never get. So I ain't gonna say I never got. So I didn't get. You can't. It's really no crime for putting cell phones in your name and sell them. That's your own. Unless you're using somebody else's profile or some shit like that. That's the only reason you'll get jammed up. Outside of that, it's no crime. What, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I got phones in my name and I chose to sell them. I still got to pay the bill. it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? When that shit hit my credit, I'm gonna dispute it anyway and get it off. So fuck it. You know what I mean? This is the tactics that we was using. So I ended up catching a case because I had a gun. When I moved back from Atlanta to Michigan, my gun license got suspended. Cause I'm telling you, like I said, I had all my shit together. CC Dub, everything was all good. I went and bought a gun, literally had the paperwork, but I took the gun out the box and I loaded it up and had everything all together. And it was in my book bag. I was in Michigan State for an event. And when I went up there, I got pulled over at Chandler Crossing, and the officer asked, he was like, is there any weapons in the car? I said, yeah, I got my gun, I got my CCW license, and I showed her everything was good. So okay, cool. She ran my shit. She couldn't see nothing. So she called backup. Backup came, big ass Brock Lesnar looking ass nigga. He snatched me out the car. I said, what the fuck? Like, nigga, I'm cooperating. Just ask me out the car. Like, I ain't, you know what I'm saying? So he found out, he said his gun license suspended. But then when they started doing all the digging, I said, how? I just bought a gun. In order to get a gun, you have to present your CC Dub to the gun dealer. And when they run your information, they're not going to sell you a gun if you don't have a proper license for what I was trying to do, because I was registering the gun, doing all this shit at the same time. And like I said, this was back in 2013. So they ended up not taking me to jail, but they confiscated the gun and they sent it over to the DA. So they ended up picking up the case. So when they picked up the case, this is some dumb shit, because this is back then, and they wasn't as strict on the guns like they are now. But I was in Clinton County, which is just, I ain't gonna lie, it's a racist ass county. I'm out there in damn near between Saginaw and Lansing. So they ended up sentencing me to 6 months.
God damn.
Yeah, I said, God damn, I had to go to prison for some janky shit. So I'm like, no, hell no. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I was hurt, because I was like, I ain't gonna lie, I fucked up, because I should have caught the plea, or I should have did something. I don't know.
What was the plea?
I don't even remember at the time. I just know for a fact that the lawyer I had was terrible. I know that. I hired a fucking friend of the family lawyer, which I was dumb as hell. I learned that the hard way. Like, never do that shit.
Never do that.
Never do that.
They always give you like that cousin's cousin motherfucker that barely made it yet. Like,
I had never been in trouble with the law ever in my life. You know what I'm saying? Up to this point, I'd never been in trouble with the law. So I kind of was green a little bit. I've always, flown straight under the radar type shit. Even with scams, a little petty shit. I'd never been to jail, never did anything. So I was like, what the fuck? It was just janky as hell.
Was the judge white and shit?
Say it again?
It was the judge white and shit?
Of course.
He was like white as hell though?
I don't know he's white as hell. I know he's bald. Any white bald judge is over with.
Like
you might as well count your fucking days. Yeah. As soon as that nigga as soon as you see his hell, even in these other areas, I'd be like, damn, like, fuck, it'd be janky as hell. But after that, I still kind of like turned over a new leaf. I was like, all right, cool. I had caught another case in Tennessee for doing the phone shit, but it wasn't. I was doing some dumb shit. That was just me. I was on some stupid shit. I was working for Sprint, and I was putting phones in people's name, like people will come in, open up a line, I'll say their information, then I'll go and add about 10 lines and ship them bitches and go pick them up. And I was running up, so I ain't gonna lie, I was going crazy. Now I got caught for that shit. I was stupid as hell. I don't know why I did. I put my name was on.
How'd they catch you?
All right, so with those type of scams, I was working for a indirect dealer. So when you're working with an indirect dealer, that owner, it's not like the corporate stores. They're backed by their, they're, I think, FDIC insured because of the banks and stuff, even if they got insurance for all that. Some of these private dealers don't have that. So when they take a loss, they trying to get that money back. So that nigga pressed charges on my ass. But I left. I moved back to Michigan. So they couldn't catch me. Because anytime you got a felony in another state, unless it's like a fucking murder or some conspiracy shit, they not about to come get you. You know what I mean? Some states.
You just can't go back.
Can't go back. Yeah. My dumb ass went back. On some janky shit. I went back because all this is all in the same time frame. I had got a job and I had got offered a position at an apartment complex. So the whole play was this. I think at that time I was making $15 an hour. I was going to make $15 an hour and I was getting like 75% off the rent. So I said, oh, this is a clutch little situation. I had a kid. So I said, okay, cool, get me a little 2-bedroom. I know I'm going to make the bread, so they're going to take the money straight out my account. So my rent, I ain't even got to worry about it. As long as I work the hours, I'm good. So get the job. Only thing was my license was expired. So I had a ticket, and I had a ticket in Tennessee. But it wasn't. I had a pending case or charges brought against me, and I had a unpaid ticket that was holding my license up. Instead of calling or going online and paying it, I drove all the way down to Nashville to go handle it. Even that, all I had to do was go into the DMV. My dumb ass go down to the courthouse thinking like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go. I just on some dumb ass shit. So anybody watching this, yes, I was goofy as hell, green as hell. So I go down to that motherfucker and
Oh man.
I go inside, and when I go inside, I'm telling dude, I said, yeah, I'm trying to pay this ticket. Woo, woo, woo. So dog said, what's your name? And I'm saying, I told him my name, give him all my information. The nigga looked at my shit. He told his mans to come over there. So the nigga come over there, he looked at the shit, he turned the computer. He said, yeah, just have a seat, bro. I said, all right. But my heart, I don't know, something about it. Stomach got a shit immediately. Because I'm like, wait a minute, why you tell us to come over here? What you got to do with this shit? Yeah. I asked you a question, motherfucker. So then, the nigga walked off. So then I was like, hey, is there a bathroom around here? He said, no. You good. Like, you go to the bathroom a minute, but just wait right there. I'm thinking in my head, like, once he said that, I just felt in my soul, like, wait a minute. But it's like, I wanted to run, but my feet was just not letting me. Like, I was just, I felt like I had bricks and chains on my shit. I said, damn. So dog came, he said, hey, put your hands behind your back. I said, whoa, what the fuck going on? But I'm like, I can't do nothing now. I can't run. So they locked me up. I locked up for like 2 weeks down there, and that was just for a fraud case. But I ain't do no time for that. That was straight. I was under.
Crazy, man. So when you when you finish the scamming spree at that point, and you have the money to fund yourself, you launch the show, Jacquees, and it's successful.
Absolutely.
So how does that start pushing your music career?
Yep. So I started doing more shows. I started building. The concept for me was like another form of marketing. That's what I tell people.
Hold on 1 second. Nick, can you close that door harder? It shouldn't come through because these are too close to us. But so you start promoting is the way to go at that point. That's how you're making your money for real.
Mm-hmm. Marketing. Because I'm like, all right, promoting another artist that's in my similar genre and putting myself on the bill. So what you're doing is you're attaching yourself to this artist's fan base because everyone's coming out for this artist. You know what I mean? So if I just come out and perform as an opening act and then I use all the funds, because I have to promote the show regardless, no matter what, because I got to make my money back from the show. So as I'm promoting the artist, I'm including myself in the promotion. So when I'm doing radio, they're talking about Jacquees and Nick Lavelle. They're using his songs as sounds and my songs as sounds. And then on all the bills, all the marketing and the promotion and all the email blasts, it's me included. So gradually building a fan base and creating a buzz for the show and myself. Type shit.
That's brilliant, man. Yeah, because it's like the show's already there.
It's already there.
You're making money off the show now. It's time, just like you did at the club. Play your music at the club when you were dancing with the ladies. Play your music up there. Build a fan base while you're making money. It's genius. So what is the next pivoting move from that after these shows start happening and start rolling out? Building.
Let's see, jumping all over the place. So I did a tour. I went on tour with Armand and Trey. That was the first time because I was learning. I said, how can I grow? I wanted to be out. I wanted to do something outside of Detroit because I was like, all right, I keep doing all this Detroit shit. So I ended up moving back to Detroit and I started doing more shows here. I was doing the shows at the Bullfrog. Then I was doing shows with DJ BJ, imported from the D. I was doing every major showcase in Detroit.
Who were you booking at the time?
No, I was just actually being on the shows.
Oh, just being on the shows.
Being on the shows. Cool. But I still was booking Jacquees. He was the premier artist at that time because his price point versus the value that we get, it was fair. It was a good situation. And when I took him to certain markets, I started gradually moving towards like Ohio and Indiana. So I just was, taking him all over them places, but I also was building a fan base there. And then I just went on a tour and then that helped me. And then I just kept doing it. Just kept doing this, like the same cycle. I just, only thing I regret is like I just didn't capitalize as much as I could have. I felt like I should have used a couple other tactics to just like really, really bring that fan base in and really build it and grow it. I'm doing it now, but shit, we're talking 6-7 years later from originally when I started doing this little concept.
You have a crazy amount of followers, man. It's like you can convert that into anything.
Yeah, but it's so crazy because I'm so like, I be getting shadow banned sometimes, and then with the algorithm, like if at least 1% of my followers can see my shit all day, every day, that would be amazing. You know what I mean? I feel like I will get a lot of stuff, but people always tell me this. I didn't know about it, but it's on my page, and you do follow me, and they're like, damn, I do follow you, but some people don't see my page, and I'll be like, I don't know what to do with
you're
that
probably
shit.
shadow. You probably have a hard shadow ban.
No. I'm not shadow banned now because you know
okay.
you can look at and see when you're shadow banned now. You can literally see it.
Oh yeah, they show you the status of your
Yeah,
account
they show you the
now.
status of your account.
Yeah.
So
right.
anytime I see like, what's going on, they'll tell you what's wrong with your shit. You got to fix it. Once you fix it, about 20, 30 minutes, your shit be back good.
Yeah.
So I'm getting better, man. At the end of the day, it's like, beating down the fan base, creating a fan base is one of the toughest things, and I'm sure you can attest to that. Just having a podcast,
It's
a platform.
impossible, man. It's not impossible. You know what I'm saying when I say impossible? It's like it's so fucking much work. I've been stuck at like 68,000 followers for like a year now, and I don't understand it because every platform that promotes my podcast generates like 100 to 300,000 views on my clips, and they'll get like 500, 600 comments. I'm like, how the fuck? Like, y'all love the podcast? Why aren't you just not following the fucking page?
Yeah.
You see people saying my name like, oh yeah, kid, all this, kid, all that, like in positive ways, and I'm like, but you don't fucking. I don't get like, what does it take to convert you? If you know me, you know what the podcast is. You fuck with me, but why aren't you just following?
And it don't cost you anything to follow.
But like, I don't like. What is the? I mean, I don't do it either. Though I'm not gonna lie. There's a lot of comedians like I don't follow Ha Davis, but I fuck with Ha Davis heavy.
See, I follow people. The reason I follow people, I don't play this little, I want to have more followers and not follow. I follow because I learn from others. I like to see certain shit. If you just in a room by yourself, who the fuck you gonna learn from?
True.
But if you're in a room with others, that's an opportunity for you to learn. But when you're sitting here, because that's what, like, who you follow is your room because that's who you see on your timeline. If you ain't following no fucking body, you're not seeing shit.
True.
So you don't have nothing to measure. You don't have any inspiration. People think like, oh, I don't want to follow nobody. I don't want to learn from nobody. Y'all niggas crazy. All right, because I want to learn from as many people. I want to learn from you. I want to learn from as many people as possible so I can see ways that I can perfect my craft. See if it's things that you guys may do that I can see that I may can incorporate into my style and find success. That's just part of life. None of us just came up with shit on our own. We always inspired somewhere. So why do we get this preconceived notion of feeling like, oh man, I'm not gonna follow nobody. I ain't gonna, even if I fuck with you, I'm not gonna follow you.
No, you're right. It is a weird psychology.
Yeah.
Really weird reasoning to it. You got a song with my boy Sada, Baby Man. Tap In's crazy. And I know you're working with Skilla Baby too.
Yeah.
Obviously, Skilla Baby's dominating the Detroit scene right now. I mean, nationwide as well. He's got off tour and shit like that.
So he's about to go on tour.
Oh, he's going back on tour
He did
again?
just go off tour too.
Yeah.
But now he's about to go on his headline tour. Him and Rob Fortnite.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So
but talk about the Sada Baby track and also talk about what you got in the works with Skilla Baby.
yeah, so Sada, man, me and him been tapped in for so long that, you know, it's been overdue. Like me and him did, I remember when he was on showcases together when he was first coming up, and he was obviously destined for greatness and stuff. But yeah, dude, he finally slid on this record for me, man. And, you know, and I respect him so much because he's been one of the realest rappers out of the Detroit market that I really genuinely fuck with. He didn't charge me for the feature, nothing like that. Just a real genuine collab. And whenever he see me out, whenever he's in Atlanta, or if we both in the same city and he around, it's all love, no fake shit. So it was a vibe, man. And he's actually, he low-key kind of singing on the record. So it's some different shit. But I'm excited because
he sings a little bit from time to time.
Yeah, so it's like, this is different. But I think it's gonna really pop.
He had the song Anti-Melody, man. That shit's, he sings on that bitch. I'm like, man, you need to start fucking singing more. But
yeah,
I guess like the people these days, I don't know. Singing is like, you know, you do R&B. Like R&B is a major thing for you, but the R&B scene in Detroit is so hard. Like, who's the staple figure of R&B in Detroit right now?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, when it comes to this, I'm not the best singer. Let's put it like that. I will be the first one to say that publicly. I'm not, you know, and I still need to perfect my vocals and stuff. But when it comes to representation for Detroit R&B as a whole, and when I look at body of work, collaborations with records, how far my reach has grown, I think I believe that I am the I would say, because I can't say like the ultimate staple, but I do believe I probably have the most traction. I would be like the biggest representation. If you say Detroit R&B, I believe that I should be that person, as, you know, that guy that's, because I've done so much. But I do believe me not living here plays a lot to it. Not living here, I've been gone for 5 years. So being back and forth is so much different than, you know, if you're not seeing me all the time, then it's different. You know, but as far as tours,
yeah, it is interesting because you got guys like, you know, T Grizzly, obviously he's out in, like, I think he's in LA and all the time and shit. But he's like, when people talk about Detroit rappers, they still He'd be like, oh yeah, T Grizzly. But
yeah,
like, and he'll
but
drop
the
a
thing is,
trap.
T Grizzly, he popped here. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like he popped here. All the Detroit rappers, majority of them popped here, and I mean probably except for like Eminem and Big Sean, but they popped here. Like the core Detroit sound, it popped here. So now, yeah, they can go, they can move. It don't matter now because they solidified here.
Yeah.
Thing is, I moved before like my traction and my build up. Before I had records with Vito and Jacquees and Jagged Edge and all these different artists, I wasn't living here at the time. So maybe if I had all that shit like and I lived here, people would be like, oh yeah. Because then what happened is every time Jacquees come here, or every time maybe Tank or Vito or Eric Bellinger, when they come to Detroit, I'll be the guy that everybody bring out. You know what I mean? Because I would have been the staple. But because I'm not here, I think that plays a major role in why I probably don't get as much recognition on that side. But people do. I mean, motherfuckers fuck with me. I ain't gonna cap. Niggas do recognize it, but it's one of those situations out of sight, out of mind type shit. They see the shit from afar. They see like, oh, he's doing big shit. Yeah. Niggas know I'm from the city, but it's like, you know how that shit go.
Yeah. That's why it's difficult to say like the stamp. Not even if you do say that you are the stamp, to say that the scene is just not as strong. And that's kind of like my whole point. It's like to get on the singing tip. When artists are trying to get on the singing tip, it's almost like not valued as much. Like Doughboy Clay and shit like that. It's like as far as it gets for motherfuckers to want to listen to somebody singing.
Yeah, that's crazy because he was on the show last night. Like,
where at?
Yeah, so I actually put together the Detroit All-Star R&B show last night. So I brought all the top R&B artists that I genuinely know, from Dre Brothers to Dre Sconey to Doughboy Clay, B. Ryan.
And B. Ryan's still making music?
Man, he's fucking incredible. Motown Todd, Ronte, TJ Upshaw, and then even our females, they fucking murdering shit. Care, Haley, Natasia, like. Yeah, like we had a big, you know, some R&B representation yesterday for Detroit R&B. Jazz, I don't want to forget him either. Don for whatever. Yeah, all of them. I put together a showcase of all the Detroit artists. We had about 100 people come out, which, hey, at the end of the day, it is what it is. You feel me? We know Detroit is a hard market, and especially for R&B. So, you know, I put this show together. It was at the L Club. And it to me, it was a really great experience because I got a chance to fellowship with some of the guys that I actually have looked up to on the music style. Like when I was in college, I was listening to their music because they were popping shit. Dre Sconey was making music, writing for some of the biggest artists. Dre Butters, he's written and he has Grammy nominations. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So these are people that I have, you know, been inspired by over the years, and just to have the opportunity to work with them and share the stage with them was amazing. We actually about to drop a Detroit All-Star R&B compilation project.
Oh, sick.
Everything produced, written by all Detroit R&B artists and producers. So the goal is to shed the light. At the end of the day, create awareness. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
The scene, like these guys are so talented, but they just don't have the platform. It sounds like you're like trying to coordinate that.
Yep, trying to. You know,
it's a beautiful thing. You know what I'm saying? I meet so many of them, and they're all just like, "Man, we're starving out here. Like, where the fuck is the opportunity?" You know.
And that's what I want to do. I want to keep bringing those opportunities. We try to bring the R&B shows here. We try to bring the R&B talent, and just keep popping shit.
What do you think artists can do right now to monetize themselves and figure out a lane? How do they gain revenue? What's the foundation for finding a way to make yourself an actual business and entrepreneurship in the entertainment industry when it is so difficult to find success?
Yep, you got to think outside the box. That's no brainer, but ultimately, you have to find different things that you're good at too and tie all of it together. So I own several businesses. You know, I do a lot of different things. You know, I actually have a podcast that I'm getting ready to launch. Then I do a lot of content creating, collabs, not being afraid. Take this fucking ego shit out. Work with people. All right. Work for free, motherfucker. Shit. Do shows for free. The goal is to it all goes back to what I said, to keep building relationships and networking. So, you know, I don't make shit on music, but the reason that I make so much money with my other businesses is because of the relationships I created chasing this music shit. So all the different people, we deal with credit restoration. You know, have a credit repair company. So everyone needs their credit repair. So, you know, we got that. That's an avenue, but that's something that I tied into the artistry because I talk about how I use credit to leverage the opportunities to create funding for myself to fund my career. So now I don't got to scam no more. Now all you got to do is have good credit and go to the banks legally and get these loans and put money behind your career because that's what it is now.
Yeah.
So where you may feel like, I got to
smart.
do this, I got to do that. But there's really a few steps you got to make, and you could be up in a minute.
Damn. So right now, people can hit you up to get advisory for credit problems.
Mhm.
Like if somebody is like fucked up credit right now,
Absolutely.
and like do you walk them through the whole process of restoring their credit?
So I'm like on the front line. I have partners that I collab with that actually do the actual repair side.
Okay.
But I'm the one that gives them the knowledge. I know what to do before the credit, during the credit, and after.
Okay.
And then once you get the credit to a certain point, I know the banks to take you to get you the funding, so you're able to fund a business. Even if it ain't just music, whatever business you're in, line of work, I can help you get to that point to structure it properly and stuff like that.
What's the biggest mistake people are making as far as what ruins their credit?
I would say probably like over leveraging themselves. And a lot of people just don't know about credit, so they don't know how bad certain things happen. So a late payment is worse than a charge off. You know what I'm saying? Or let me see what's a better example. When people just like, when you just think like, oh, I'm just gonna let it go, like little shit. You like, don't let this little shit hit your credit. You know, knowing how to dispute certain stuff. Or one of the biggest mistakes a lot of people do is when you go to the bank to buy a car. When you go to the dealership, I always tell people, don't ever go to the dealership and let them run your credit, ever.
Why?
Because they're shipping your shit out to like 15, 20 banks. And what those banks do, they all pull from all three bureaus. And when you look at your credit report after like trying to apply for a car, you look up, you got 15 inquiries. Inquiries hurts you because it scares the banks. It scares these creditors. It makes you look like you're desperate for credit. They're like, hold on, we don't want to give you no information. Now, a lot of the information I'm sharing is subjective depending on the person that's listening. But ultimately, when it comes down to it, you want to go to a bank that you have a relationship with. If you've been banking with this bank or this credit union for years and you've been spending all this money, they see your spending history. So they know your pattern, your banking patterns. And they're more prone and more privy to give you a loan. Even if it ain't what you're looking for, you have a better shot going through your credit union and only having that one inquiry on one bureau, because a credit union may pull from one bureau, and that's what you need. And if you get approved off that, you good. Now you can rate shop, which we call, when people are just trying to figure out how to get a better rate, depending on who you go through. So you can go to different credit unions, and they all will pull from just one. But when you go to the dealership, they smacking everybody, and then you can control it at that point. You know what I mean? So
Damn, that's fucking insane, bro.
Yeah.
That's like a huge thing for people to realize. I know so many dealerships that just fucking do exactly what you said. You just go up to them and I don't know, that's what they were doing with your shit. That's fucking crazy.
yeah, because they try to get you approved originally through their primary lenders, but at the end of the day, they can't control it. And you got to think, their job is to make money. That's a shark eat shark type business. So they don't give a fuck. They're just trying to capitalize.
So as the entire extent for your career right now, what's been the most monumental thing for yourself personally, and what future projects are you working on right now?
The biggest thing has been putting tours and festivals together. I just completed my first tour, and that was with Jacquees. That was the first major tour that my company funded from top to bottom, booking venues to booking the artists, staffing it, making sure we provide all the intangibles for the tour, and completing it, man. And that was big for me, because what it did is show me another layer of this business that I can accomplish. And now I can just tweak a few things here and there, and I can go and do this again. I have the blueprint. So I know if shit get fucked up, I know I can go put a tour together. With the right artists, I can go make $500,000.
Cool.
You know what I'm saying? So that's that. And now I'm eventually moving towards like festivals and arena shows, because it all coincides for me. Doing the music is just the one component, but the business side of putting these shows together, that's going to still help me, because that's me bringing in money and creating more exposure. It just coincides. So I was like, I'm going to continue to do that under my company, and we're going to keep putting festivals together. We're going to keep building relationships, because artists, whether they fuck with you or not, they're going to respect the fact I'm putting money in your pocket.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Then they like, whether you like me or not, I'm putting money in your pocket so you can feed your family.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You helping me, you know what I'm saying, recoup so I can feed my family. And we both winning. So
what projects do you have upcoming for people to look out for?
Just these singles, man. Tap In with Sada Baby is dropping June 7th, And then I got a song with Skilla Baby and my dog Stephen G from the West Coast. That's about to be a banger. That's dropping in July. So I'm coming back to back.
Good summer jams. Huh?
Summer jams. Oh yeah.
For sure.
Straight pool party music.
Cool. This has been a fucking insane talk, and I gotta have you back because I want to dive more into the strip club stories, man.
Oh,
I feel like we didn't get to touch on that enough, and I feel like what we said is gonna go so fucking viral. I don't even think you know how viral that shit's gonna go.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm ready. Let's go crazy.
Appreciate you being a part of this, man. Look forward to the singles dropping too. Those are both close friends of mine, so I'm really excited to see what the fuck they did for this summer because every summer they come out with bangers. So having you a part of that's awesome. We're at Parallel Sound Studio, Hello Visual, shooting these productions. We're out. Peace.